Hello everyone, welcome back to another weekly creative build comp overview. Where this week I have an announcement and I'll be leaving the Discord in the description for this one. Oh. Yeah, you can get to the Discord through the either through in-game or the forums because I pretty sure it's an invite server. You can't just go there, even though it's a pretty public server. But yeah, or maybe you can. I don't know. Either way, can you tell I pay close attention to how the things work? Anyway, that all aside, we're having a vote right now on what the next big event should be. I personally voted for science and have a plan for science. But I understand if other people want other things. Because it's not just for creative, it's also global. And not everyone likes science things, unfortunately. Either way, let's get on with the build comp, where the theme was tropical forest. So basically a jungle. And my secondary theme was monster. So I made a monster. I kind of feel bad for calling it a monster while it's clearly crying. My intention was not to make it look like it was crying. I was trying to make it look like it was pouring water all over the ground, but yeah, doing that through the eyes was probably not the best idea. Anyway, next up we have Karma Creates, who made some beautiful trees and animals. We have a toucan, a stick, completely a stick and not a snake, a bug, a leaf and totally not a tree frog, and a very spooky face and not a butterfly. Actually, it doesn't really look like a face. I don't know what it is supposed to be making. Oh, and a capybara. No orange on their head, but still a capybara. Oh, and what a nice log floating down the river. And not a, Actually, it's probably a caiman, not a crocodile. Yeah. So yeah. Nice build. Anyway, next up we have Zaba, who has a background with clouds and bats and a blue sky and some water with some coral and some seagrass and some looms. I assume it's just for you're not supposed to look closely at the details. You're supposed to look at it from afar. Hence why a lot of people use things like looms in their build. It's not supposed to look like a loom. It's supposed to look like, in this case, I think, coarse sand or something similar. Anyway, it's a mountain with trees. Handmade trees, of course. Yeah. Anyway, next up we have It's Nubix, who has a rather nice and simple jungle with a little desert and ocean. And yeah. And we have a treehouse with a viney entrance. Actually, how are you supposed to get in? They forgot a couple vines. You cannot physically get up here currently, but minor oversight. There is also this little parkour course. I will not be doing it because, well, I'm bad at parkour. I'm absolutely sure you can cheese that, but either way, yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, wait. There's something else here. It's an Easter egg. Anyway. Next up, we have Kitten, who has some blocks that's got outside his build zone. And yeah. It's trees and mountains. Very jungly looking. We have I guess it's not necessarily really mountains as much as it is a ravine, a chasm. I know there's a proper word for it that works better, but I can't think of it right now. But anyway. Next up, we have Spawn Point X, who made a jungle. Oh yeah, jungle biome is blue for some reason, by the way. Not sure why. On this server, it's blue. Probably so that they can make blue grass and blue leaves elsewhere. And they chose jungle. Not sure what the goal with it is, but yeah. Anyway, next up we have Dizulcern, who made quite a nice little jungle with a little hill and water flowing down from it. And over here we have a jungle water feature. Yeah. Anyway, next up we have Sweeks, who sadly had their tools stop working. 1 minute. Okay. Sorry about that. Something was going down. Anyway. Yeah, they're... I'm assuming, if I had to guess, I'm assuming they used Gmask for something and then forgot to turn it off. I've had that happen, but it could be a legitimate bug. So, yeah, I'll check in on that. Anyway, next we have that girl 1616 who had to go early, so here's Mr. Daniel. Sorry, I am legally obligated to say his name in that way. Do not look into it. I promise it is very legal and very binding. Anyway, next up we have KXLLI__, who made a nice zip tie and jungle treehouse thing, and a nice little water feature. I believe that's all the builds, so let's go on to the winners. Alright. Anyway, so in third place, we have Karma Creates 06 with their animals and trees, and river with a caiman. And of course the cutest capybara. Anyway, in second place we have Zaba with their nice scenery piece. I really don't know how else to describe Zaba's build. They're really good at scenery. Yeah. Anyway, and in first place we have Kitten. Everyone's favorite kitty. And yeah. Still can't remember the name of the thing. I know there's a great one. It's gonna drive me crazy that I can't remember that. Anyway, that is it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Until next time, goodbye.